Dozen police officers have been injured in Memphis during clashes with protesters. This happened after Memphis police shot and killed a man they say rammed into their cars, then got out of his car with a weapon. So details are just coming into our newsroom on this. CNN's Martin Savage has the very latest on this breaking story. What's happening, Martin?
Morning, Ellison. Yeah, this all began when U.S. Marshals were attempting to make an arrest on a man who was wanted on several warrants. They did fatally shoot the man, and there was a crowd that gathered after the shooting in protest. Some people began throwing rocks. There were 25 officers that were injured in the chaos. Most of the officers, minor injuries, but there are at least 6 officers that were taken to hospital. There were 2 civilians, at least 2 civilian journalists that were injured in the melee as well. Here's the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation describing how the shooting occurred.
While attempting to stop the individual, he reportedly rammed his vehicle into the officers' vehicles multiple times before exiting with a weapon. The officers fired, striking and killing the individual. No officers were injured.
The TBI is continuing to investigate the shooting here. The mayor of Memphis is appealing for calm, asking for people not to react until they know all of the facts. But, John, it is going to be another very tense day in Memphis today.
Cooling on tracks, can you sing it for me? Cause every night we sip lean on the scene. My daddy called me, told me he ain't mean to me. Fuck it, don't trip, lean on me. I just need somewhere to cool out. I'm paranoid, I'm in the void, and my heart is sore, so I drink more. Party time, drunk text, all mine. I do this shit. I just need somewhere to cool out, God. You just need somewhere to cool out.
King, wake up, wake up. What the fuck you want? You still with me? You still with me?
Done something to shoot another young black man, you know, 5 times. I just can't believe that my son would do that. I knew he had been shot. Everybody was saying that he done got shot. The look in his brother's eyes, but I didn't know the severity. I still figured that he can. No, I would hear him say something.
An investigation needs to be held against these officers. Everyone who shot. My son was hit over 19 times, countless bullets. Nobody knows. But how many shots were actually fired at Brandon? Please let us know. We don't know. We want to know all of that.
I couldn't even, like, just hold my baby hand or, like, touch him. It was, so I was really, like, it restricted at touching his feet and his cranium laying up there. Any other part of his body I touched was leaking fluids everywhere and was broken up, and they didn't want me to touch. But you can look and just see where it was just a hole everywhere, like I said, except for the bottom of his feet and directly in the center of his head. But like I said, his whole head was gone. Every part of his body, like I said, was shot up. The marshals have a responsibility to notify the city before coming in and making an arrest of this magnitude.
Yes, ma'am.
And he said that they weren't given that opportunity.
Yes, ma'am.
But my son recorded them following him all day long, keeping a visual on him until the marshals got here. That's how they knew that he was at his mom's house. When his mom came home from work earlier that day and saw them posted up and lined up, they didn't attempt to make an arrest while I was home. The moment I left, they came in and killed my baby and said that he did this and he did that, which they still won't present the cameras or none of that to show that he stepped out of a car, that he rammed them, that he did any of this that deserved them doing killing him like that. Come and lock him up if he went and did what you claimed that he did to another young man. I would hate, that's on my family's hand, that him and his family had to go through that. I hate for anything, like I said, for my son to have done that to that young man. But if I have to accept it, like I said, I, even on behalf of my son, my family will apologize to him. I just still can't believe that my son, I honestly don't believe with my son's character and the person that he was, I do not believe that he went over there, that he did that. The few marshals that had on, like I said, vests, cameras, all of this, they saying they don't have to give their footage or to show this, but they're saying that my baby rammed them and had time to jump out with a gun and pointed at them, and that's why they shot him all those times. We have 2 autopsy reports, and he don't have not one bullet that entered any part of his frontal lobe. Every bullet exited his frontal lobe. They went through his sides and through his back as he fell over in their vehicle in a downward projected angle. It's what both autopsies read, the one from the city and the private one that we had. He would have been shot directly in the face if he was pointing a gun at them, and it would have been a closed casing. It was almost a closed casing. The first thing I did when I walked in the room before I did anything was pull the towel back. And when I jumped back, because my baby it was nothing there. It was nothing. It was just the shell of his face. Like, there was nothing at all there.
You look at his autopsy and see that my son had his hands up. Just like everybody protested, my son had his hands up. They cut my baby left arm totally up. You know, so for him to possess a gun, or shoot a gun, or aim a gun, that's impossible. For him to drive a car, that's impossible. To ram a car, that's impossible.